Okay, I bought myself a bike rack for my e-bike because it's 55 pounds, pretty heavy. I wanted something really substantial. I did a lot of research and found this one to be one of the best. It's a Hollywood. It's made for fat tires. There's a bracket there, another one there. Tires go. This is a terrible camera, but tires go inside there. It gets strapped up there. This piece here, pull this little pin out, find the hole there. This comes up, and then there's hook straps or hooks that come down and hold the base of it when the tire's in there. This is rated for 300 pounds. Obviously my bike is not 300 pounds, but if you put two of them on there, it's starting to get pretty close. There is another set of these things here that go onto this side that go this way for the second bike. Right now I've just got it set up for one bike, my e-bike. It did not come with these lights. I put the lights on because I tried putting it on one of the cars that I've got with a 2-inch hitch. It's a class 2 2-inch hitch that it fits into. The car that I got, put it on there, it works great, fits nice, bike sits on nice, but because it's a big fat tire bike, it ends up blocking the turn signal and brake lights. I mean, you could see them, but it does block them, and that's the last thing I need is some cop to pull me over and say your lights are blocked. So what I did is I bought a couple of combination turn signal, brake light, and running lights. Made little mounts for them that I can just tie wrap onto this brace here, so I can take these off if I have to put the other thing on that's adjustable this way. Fairly easy. And ran the wires up underneath here and ended up in a plug like that, and that plugs right into the trailer, or the trailer plug for the hitch that I got on the car. And so then I got the brake lights, the turn signals, in case the other ones get blocked. Now, one of the problems I had is I want to put this on the camper, because when we're driving down the road, I don't want the bike and the rack to be attached to my tow vehicle while I'm towing the vehicle, so that's way behind me and subject to a lot of bounces. And I don't think it's going to break, but you know, you never know. So what I did is I wanted to put this onto the hitch on the bumper, and I'll show you what I'm talking about there in a second. I bought this 2-inch hitch that goes on the bumper. Fits real nice, very sturdy. 2 bolts down there, the thing rests on there real nice, made for a 4x4 inch bumper. I already have my tow bar here that's hooked up to the existing hitch. And if I tried to use a riser and then the tow bar, you know, one of those double risers, that would stick this out a lot farther, and that was bad enough. I bought an extension for this, so I've got enough room between here and the bike and still be able to tow the vehicles. I used to have a spare tire on here that actually stuck out 15 inches, and I had no problem with that and towing, so I figured if I could get the same with the bike rack, I'd be in pretty good standing. The problem was that when the bike rack went in here and connected the way it's actually supposed to connect, because it's got an anti-wobble screw that you turn it and it pulls put the pin in through here, and there's a screw and catch mechanism that comes and pulls that, and on top of the bar itself they welded a piece of metal so that it wouldn't go in past this point here, past the point where you could screw the adjustment and make it kind of wobble proof. That's all well and good, but if you put it in exactly the way from the factory, it ends up sticking way out to here, which is a little bit too much, both for the ride of the bike and the fact that my tow vehicle is hooked up out here. So what I had to do is figured I'd do some modification and try and make the hitch work better. I thought I'd turn this around first and then so that the pin, this is hollow here. I thought I'd turn this around so the pin would end up here and see if that would work. That did not work. It didn't make it any tighter. So I did some modifications here. I filed that, or I grounded the piece of metal off. That was basically, it was a piece of metal like that would stop this going in too deep and allow this rod to travel and pull it tight. Took that off, ground that off. Of course, I'm going to clean that up and paint it and everything. And I also took about an inch off of the back of this, put new holes into here for the pin, and I can put a pin in here which will go into the pin that's on the hitch mount, and also the back of the hitch mount ends up so that I can put a pin into here and have that tightened down. Of course, in order, this is this little thing that goes in here, and what this does is this tightens against here, against the pin, to keep it from wobbling. The problem then is I couldn't get this pin in. So what I ended up doing, I don't know if you can tell from here, but I bent this piece here so that this area here is where this pin goes in. So the pin would go in. It doesn't matter if it rubs on here because it just goes up and down and tensions from the bottom. So now I got this piece going down into there, going into my hole down there, which you can't tell, going down into the hole there, and then the pin will be able to ride into there, because this is, whether it's up or down, it doesn't make any difference. It's going to ride through there. So this pin here rides in there like that. This still goes up and or in and out to put tension on this for the back pin, and that should work pretty good on this one. Now on the car, it doesn't really change anything other than the fact that what I'm going to have to do is put two holes, one here and one here, put pins into there so that this stops at that point, so that this can be used as a tightener. I'm just going to put a couple of holes in there and put a couple of pin clips in there, and that should do the same thing as this did, because all it's doing is stopping this from going all the way into the 2-inch mount. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to get it all done, and then I'm going to put it first on the motorhome, and I'll show what that looks like, and then I will put it on the car and show what that looks like. I'm also going to put a new hitch attachment on the other car, the car that we actually tow, which is a C-Max. And then that can go on that. So when we're out on the road, when we're actually traveling the motorhome, this will be on the back of the motorhome, the bike will be on here, and ride real nice. If we get to some place and we want to take it to a park or something for bike ride, then I can remove this from the back of the motorhome, put it onto the hitch of the C-Max, and then we can drive wherever we want to go, and then go for bike rides from there. So that's all for now, and we'll see what we can finish up here. Okay, this is kind of what it's going to look like here. This is in the upright position, storage wise, with nothing on it. You pull this pin here, and it's hard to do with the camera and at the same time, but hang on there. We pull that pin, push that down, so that pin there, that locks it. Get this cord out of the way. There. That locks it in the down position, and that's where the bike sits. There and there. Got enough clearance back here, and still isn't out too far to be allowing my tow to hook up and work. This is the way this thing works back here. This tightener here, you take and loosen it like that, and you can pull the pin out. What I had to do was end up putting a bolt through here. What I'll do is I'll get a little better quality bolt and stick that through there, so you've got a point here and a point there, and I think it's going to work. It's going to ride good. I won't have to do any hookup on the trailer because the lights will be fine. Be able to see that without too much interference. Alright, I'm going. Okay, well, this is how it fits on the back of our Ford Escape. This is in the upright position. What I had to do down here, if I can get this in focus, put two pins in here to stop this from going any further here. Then what happens is you take this here and you tighten it. This is loosening it like that. And what that does is it allows this pin to go through the hitch and through the inside of this with the loop that I showed before. And then you tighten that up so that this and this push together. And that makes a real strong and sturdy connection. Like I showed before, you pull this pin, push this down like that, pull that pin, and that is how she looks in the running position. This plug right here plugs into there, and that gives me my lights there, because as I said, when the bike sits on here, pretty much blocks the lights. I mean, you can still see the lights, but they do get blocked quite a bit. So putting a couple out here will alleviate that purpose. This thing here, like I said, when the pin comes out, a little indentation there. This goes up. Pin goes in there. Gonna line that just right. That is my center post. I'll show you these here. is the it goes down. This is the back of the other one. The other one is an opposite. And basically just pull down from there. This will be turned around the other way. And this holds it down. See that there? There's a lock on there. There's a lock down there. So that kind of keeps everything in a lock position. Plus I put my bike lock on it. Okay, now I gotta maybe get the one that goes on the other side here. They've got these designed so that one goes on one side, one goes on this side here, and then the other one goes on that there, so that you've got the hook for the second bike. Like I said, there's two more of these that go on this side. Take all this off of there and put the next one on there if I want to run a second bike. So that's going to be the situation. That's supposed to be Class 2 hitch, and of course the one that I'm going to be putting on that car over there is C-Max. I'll show that in a different video, but that's also Class 2, and it's a 350-pound tongue weight, so it'd be no problem. This unit here weighs about 40 pounds, so it's not a lightweight unit. And of course my bike weighs about 50-55 pounds, so we're pretty near called 100 pounds. And with two bikes, especially two e-bikes, you're looking at 150, close to 200 pounds, but still with 350-pound tongue weight, should be no problem. So when you want to fold it up, pull these off, pull the pin out, fold her down, put the pin in, and it's locked there. So, and then you just pull this pin, lift it up, push it back until that pin engages, and then you're in the upright position, and here comes my GPS. Okay, this shows how the rack assembly hooks up to the C-Max, and this is in the upright position. And pull this pin here, and put it down, and now it's in the running position, and I'm going to put the bike on and see what happens. Okay, and this is how the bike looks on. It's fairly steady. Obviously it wiggles a little bit, so it wiggles down the road. That's why I really don't want to, go great distances with it. I'd rather have that on the back of my motorhome with a little bit more security. There's a secure strap here, which helps. This does not come with the rack, but you can get this separate from Amazon, same place as the rack. This thing here comes down, tightens against here, keeps that solid. Got straps on the wheel here that hold the wheel fairly solid. And like I say, it looks like it's going to ride okay, certainly for short distances. If you step back here, you can see that the lights are visible, so I won't have to hook up the lights on the back. For this one, on the other trailer, the lights aren't blocked, but I can still hook that up if I want to. I have double the insurance on it. And I probably won't ride it with this. I will probably do this number here. Put that down like that. Put that down like that and strap that. That'll ride a little bit better that way. Oops, you can't see that. I got the strap in the way now. But anyway, if that goes down, that'll be strapped around here, around there, and that'll help hold that down and a little bit more compact. And of course, when I'm carrying this in the back of the rack, I usually pull the seat off so that, not that somebody's going to steal it, but somebody could. And I've got a cover for it too that will go over the whole thing, bag that covers the whole thing up for rain and road crap and stuff like that. So I think it's going to work pretty good. So I'll leave the part numbers and link for the Hollywood and for the strap and kind of stuff like that, and we'll go from there.